Yeah, it's me. I'm Chris Jenkins. I'm with Charlotte Vibe, and I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel where each and every week I interview players one-on-one. And the cool thing about it is I always say I work for the fans. So I always take questions from you guys, ideas from you all, and I put that into my interviews with these players every week. And something very fun at the end of the interview is I do an activity like Office Olympics, just something really fun. And I don't always win, but that's not the point. Just so you guys can get the chance to see these players as people, not just as guys with helmets on running around on Sundays. It's really cool. So if I have your interest, please click subscribe to my YouTube channel and let me know what you think. All right, let's play a little Carolina Panthers trivia. Tell me what person has interviewed the most Carolina Panther players one-on-one that doesn't work for the organization. Yeah, it's me. I'm Chris Jenkins. I'm with Charlotte Vibe, and I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel where each and every week I interview players one-on-one. And the cool thing about it is I always say I work for the fans. So I always take questions from you guys, ideas from you all, and I put that into my interviews with these players every week. And something very fun at the end of the interview is I do an activity like Office Olympics, just something really fun. And I don't always win, but that's not the point. Just so you guys can get the chance to see these players as people, not just as guys with helmets on running around on Sundays. It's really cool. So if I have your interest, please click subscribe to my YouTube channel and let me know what you think. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Sorry about that, just 1 second. Took a moment to get things completely straight like they need to be and like they should be for my wonderful people out there that support Charlotte Vibe and everything that we do. You can come to accept it, right? Every now and then I'm gonna have a mistake where sometimes the video doesn't start exactly right, but here we are. Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe. Today is Friday, October the 16th. Hope everybody has had a good week. We're only a couple days away from the Chicago Bears matchup. And hey, I like to be the man of the people, the only independent media covering the Carolina Panthers. So I love to hear questions. I love interaction. So if you're over on Facebook or over on Twitter, I always invite you to hop on over to YouTube. And that way you can type me questions and I will answer them for you. And always, if you got a question for a player or coach, let me know. Good chance I'll ask them for you and report that back to you. So let's get into these injuries that are starting to mount up quite a bit for the Carolina Panthers. So earlier in the week, we had K'Wan Short that went out. And then I'm also going to, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I'm going to talk about how I feel about this team going forward. But we had K'Wan Short that was injured. And now some injuries are mounting up. So let me go ahead and get this information up for you guys. There we go. I thought for a second that I was not going to have it correct, but I do. So let's go through this list, all right? Brian Burns was out in the Atlanta game a little bit before halftime, didn't come back out, had a concussion. He has progressed to where he was a full participant in practice today. Coach Rule talked about that he's been able to practice all week, and the doctors are ultimately going to decide whether or not he plays. They have a full practice schedule for tomorrow. He likes to stay in his lane about things and say he's planning, but he'll know for sure tomorrow whether or not Brian Burns will be playing this Sunday. All right, next up is a big one. Yetur Gross-Matos, defensive end. He had his ankle that was bothering him. And guess what? He is now out on injured reserve. So again, we're in COVID. So that means for 3 weeks, he'll be out. Instead of 4 weeks plus, he'll be eligible to come back. Obviously, as a rookie, he needs reps, he needs reps, he needs reps. So, you know, it's going to set him back a little bit, but something that Coach Rule says that he likes is he saw him in the weight room. And because he's not having, you know, it's just his ankle, he's still able to do a lot of other weightlifting and lift more than he would if it was during the season and he had to play. So it looks forward to Yetur possibly coming back even stronger than he was prior to the injury. Tyler Lawson, our center, backup center, he is out with COVID-19. And a good question was asked to Matt in terms of, hey, why haven't you guys shut down the facility with this COVID case? We've had other teams that do it, and you guys haven't. Rule responded by saying, hey, since he's been there, they just follow the protocols and they trust the protocols. And he does, again, he stays in his lane. He does what's being told to him. They've been able to contain these situations on the team so far. So whoever's in charge, obviously Matt is saying that he's not the decision maker on that. They haven't closed the facility because they've had success in still practicing and just, again, being vigilant with wearing the mask, following all the protocols. They're already in this upgraded protocol anyway, having played the Falcons and one of those players having COVID. So they're going to continue business as usual. Eli Apple, cornerback, he was a full participant today with that hamstring injury. Hopefully he's going to be able to go, even though he may be a little rusty, not get a lot of reps. Dante Jackson, who is a guy that has been really battling injuries all season long, may start to be getting the best of him as we're now into week 4, 5. We're now into week 6, and he was limited in practice today, so he's probably going to be a last-minute decision on Sunday for that game coming up against the Chicago Bears. Continuing on, we got Zach Kerr, defensive tackle. He was limited today in practice due to his toe. And last but not least on this list is wide receiver Curtis Shamble. Now, he's been able to practice all week. Rule did not want to speculate on whether or not he's going to be able to go. And it sounds like it may be one of those things where it's more like a pain tolerance kind of thing with Curtis, and that the doctors are going to check with him and see how he feels based on his body and reaction. So Rule really deflected and saying he doesn't know about Curtis, but he's going to just rely on these doctors to continue to let him know what's best to do. One thing I need to backtrack on for this injury report is let you know guys' statuses. So basically everybody that was limited in practice is listed as questionable for this Sunday versus the Chicago Bears. So again, everybody that was listed as limited in practice, they are questionable this week versus the Chicago Bears. And unfortunately, I will continue to not be at the games due to the COVID situation, but I'm really liking it, and I hope you all are checking it out. I have a pregame show, which is about a 30 to 45 minute long show. We'll give you a lot of interesting facts about today's matchup. So if you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to do so. Hit the like button, the easiest way to support the channel, help other Panther fans find out about me. Subscribe and hit the bell notification. Always appreciate it. Again, Chris Jenkins for Carolina Panthers, Charlotte 5. Enjoy.